Welcome to our Halloween practice. Join me wherever you are, at whatever time. Come to your seated position. Begin by stacking up our bones to align and balance. Inhale and exhale. Notice your X-ray vision inside, going into the bones, finding first our anchor of the sits bones. Inhale, exhale. Sits bones at the base of the spine. And noticing the rising up of the spine, lumbar to ribs. And those rib bones. Taking the breath in and letting the breath out. You align the shoulders with the hips. And with the skull, we align the ears with the shoulders. Already feeling a bit taller just by coming into our breath. Keeping the hands on the thighs for that feeling of the earth beneath us and our starry night sky above. Close the eyes. Notice the eye sockets. Notice the eyes, the eyeballs. Align them. Neutral gaze, even with the eyes closed. Move the eyes side to side, right to left. And then move the eyes up and down. And then back to neutral. Inhale, exhale. And flutter the eyes open. We'll float these arms up so that the hands are in front and just limp like this, zombie style. And then we'll take our wrists and just turn on that faucet or light bulb and stretch our wrists. And then we'll take this to a nice spooky wave. And then float those fingertips up towards the sky. And then rain it on down back to our thighs. Inhale, exhale. We're going to circle the wrists so that the fingertips come towards each other. And then we're going to just take our bad eyes at the eyes. So stretching the wrists and the elbows. Making those bad eyes. And then circling them outward. So fingers, index finger and thumbs together. And then back up. And then down. And back up. Back to bad eyes. And then float the arms up towards the sky. Gentle twist to your right. Exhale completely. Lifting up to center. Bring those arms down as we turn to the left. And back up. And over again. And up. And to the other side. Coming back to center. Really lengthen here. Reaching on the right and the left as if you're reaching to put up those Halloween decorations. And left. And then drifting down to the floor as we take those tree roots into the floor through the fingertips, pressing there. Notice we can grow a little bit taller. Inhale, exhale, look over your right shoulder. Exhale. Inhale through center, exhale to the other side. Coming back to our neutral gaze, look up at the sky. And then bringing the chin to the heart, looking down. Inhale up, back to neutral gaze, right ear to right shoulder, really pressing through your left fingertips. You'll notice the bones lengthen here. Skull to fingertips. Your right ear can help your head up, bringing gravity to that left ear to left shoulder. And then we got those right fingertips, tendrils reaching into the floor. And left hand helps up the head. We're going to take a flight, bat wings through space here as we reach up to the sky and down. And down, just feeling that connection in the shoulders and our upper back muscles engage. And let's, as we reach up to wingspan, we're going to reach the right arm under left, eagle arms. Slide to the left and slide to the right. Back to center. Look up. And then bring the elbows in as we take cat pose with our back, curling in, navel towards the spine, drop the head. And then back on a sweep open. Take the left arm under right, opposite arm under. And take it right to left. Up, inhale. Exhale down, curl navel towards the spine, noticing those abdominals supporting fluidity in the spine. And then back up and reach out to our wingspan. Look over the right shoulder. And look over the left. Sweeping on down. We're going to come to our tabletop. And we can cushion those shins, bones, the shin bones connected to the knees. We're protecting the knees. Find your skeleton in space here, that quadruped. You want to lift the ribs up so they're not sagging towards the floor. Curling the right toes under. And we're taking this back and forth so that we can point the toes and flex. Nice visit to our hamstrings here. And then back to our center shape. We're going to lift the right leg off the floor, making sure we keep that structure, that skeletal structure of our ribs lifting and aligning with the hips and the shoulders. Check in with your left hand on your abdominals, making sure everything's engaged and even. Beautiful. And then lift the left arm. Exhale down to the quadruped again. Inhale, exhale, feel. Exhale, bringing that navel towards the spine, the ribs lift slightly, so we've got engagement. And then left leg reaches out. Tabletop here, tabletop hips. So check in with your right hand on the low belly. Notice the evenness of your hips and then take the hand back down. We're going to go back and forth, pointing the toe and flexing the foot. Nice foot stretch here. Back to that even hips and lift that left leg off the floor. Feel everything engage with that exhale. Fuel it with an inhale. Take the right arm next to right ear. And then down. Other side. And other side. Taking a nice, slow, creeping along. And the other side. Coming back down to tabletop. I'm going to curl up into cat pose, Halloween cat. So extra scary. Dropping the head. Exhale into cow. Back into cat and cow. Really fueling with the breath. Sliding the hips back to the heels. Let's come to a high kneel here with the hands on the thighs. If you don't like to kneel, you can choose any seat you'd like. We're going to come into our breath. Noticing the breath now as we've been moving. Feeling it warmer. A little warm fire for the bones. And we're going to breathe to the center of the pelvis. And fire it up the spine as you exhale. And again, full expansive breath. So we want in our whole practice, full expansion all the way down to the center, and then hug it into the midline as you exhale. Inhale again. And exhale, feel all the structures hugging in. Beautiful. Coming onto the forearms, onto the hands. Let's come up to a high kneel. So making sure we cushion those shins. Very important, shin bones. Hands at the low back, elbows behind us. We're going to use the hands on the back to release any tension or pressure. Feel free to massage yourself there. Any over-efforting can let go. And then taking the hands, palms to the low back, slide them down towards the knees as we lengthen the low back. So feel a lengthening there, pointing the tailbone downward. Elbows towards each other, open across the heart, collarbone to collarbone. And then lift the heart towards the sky, camel pose. Feel free to look up at the sky, take a breath here, and come back to neutral. Sliding the hands down again for support. We can reach the elbows behind us and look up at the sky. And then coming down, hands on the hips, back to kneeling. Take a breath here. And bring the hands forward. Then we're going to slide those knees back. You can lift up and remove the blanket. Coming into down dog. So keeping the knees bent, thighs towards the ribs. Connecting there as we take the feet hip width apart and just pedal the feet. Feeling the length of our hamstrings. And take a slinky walk forward to the hands. Allow the skull to release as we keep the knees bent and fingertips on the floor, spider hands. Hang the head down. Shake the head yes and no. Feel a further release through the neck bones. Pull back with your fingertips, lift up into a flat back. And we're going to get extra earth grounding here by taking the hands to the thighs. Press inward on the thighs and down. And then lift the spine up as we gain some elevation. Hips to shoulders alignment. And press down through the feet as we come up to our standing sequence. Take some dancing skeletons here, lifting our arm and the corresponding leg. So like the right knee is going to bend, and as if we're connected at that wrist, we're going to reach that on up and Take a little skeleton march here. Right foot comes down, left knee lifts, and corresponding left wrist and arm. Keeping the gaze steady, noticing coming into the skull, coming into the third eye, between the eyebrows, noticing how important that steady gaze is to our balance. And seeing, just like we were doing in quadruped, just noticing you can stay even here through the hips as you lift. And come down, walk right on up so we can take a strong mountain pose at the top of our mat. Hands to the hips, reach forward with that right toes, point them forward. Now we're going to trace a line in the sand behind us. And just as we get to that extension of our leg, we're going to come forward with the knee again and trace another line in the sand beneath us in the soil. And then back on up again, seeing if we can keep the hips nice and even through this reach. And the third trace, we're going to come back, walking, tiptoeing those right feet back to our warrior one. Really feeling that back foot gripping down to the floor on a 45 or 30 to 45 degree angle. Bending the front knee in front of the middle toes. Yes. Finding your warrior, spooky warrior, whatever Halloween theme. Reaching up to the sky with the arms, alignment, hips to shoulders. Hugging into the midline, feel the feet energetically move towards each other as we gain that centering. Bending that, keeping that front knee bent, we're going to tiptoe forward to our flying pose. Flying through the night as we keep balanced on the left leg, reaching back with our right, balancing stick, twig, whatever, flying phantoms. Take whatever you'd like with your arms. And then stepping forward to mountain, sweep the hands behind you, clasp them at the base of the spine, and broaden across the collarbones. Looking forward, aligning eyes, ears, shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. Releasing, hands to the hips. Again, we're going to take the left side. So the left knee lifts as we trace a line in the sand. Keeping those lower abdominals engaged. And on our third sand trace, we're going to reach that, curl the toes, and go back to our warrior one, landing on that left foot angled outward, hips forward. Inhale, exhale. Feel your balance. Sweep the arms out, flying prep here. Arms next to the ears, tiptoe forward. We're going to fly. Arms next to ears. Feel the length. And play with your arms. And back to mountain. Beautiful. Turn around. It's my dog yipping and snoring and having a dream in the background. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Bend the knees, this time without the hands on the thighs. Let's see if we can have that sense of grounding as we bend into chair pose. Stacking your bones. Arms next to ears, shoulders rolling away from the ears. Sweeping out to wingspan. Let's come down with our spider hands on the floor into a bent knee forward bend. Hanging the head down again. Release the skull, release the jaw. Walk the hands out. And bringing the knees down. We're going to get onto the reclined position. So feel free to slide onto your back, onto your side, and then onto your back. Beautiful. Let's come to the floor. Feet on the floor, hip width apart, knees hip width apart. Take the hands to the thighs, inhale. Exhale, press the hands into the thighs and then towards the heels. So we feel that lengthening of the bones. Nice. And then release. And now we can hug those knees towards us. Hands on the knees circling one direction. Massaging the muscles that support the spine. And then circling the other direction. And hugging full on, giving ourselves that warm hug. Coming down so the feet are on the floor. Take the hands to the back of the heels, making sure they're even on the floor. Press up, navel towards the spine as we lift up to a bridge. Now we're going to take our arms into the robot costume, pressing into the floor, sternum towards the chin, lifting up, Frankenstein arms up towards the sky, and then above the head. So with these three movements, come back through them, sequencing down to the floor, lifting up, Frankenstein, robot to Frankenstein. 3 times with your breath. And then down to the floor. Close the eyes, clear the mind. Exhale completely. Grab the strap. Kick that middle of the strap. Inhale the right knee towards the chest. Circle your ankle in one direction and the other. And the strap goes around the ball of the foot, that metatarsal bone, across the foot, and reach up. Hamstring stretch. Check in with your ankle bone, knee bone, hip bones. Aligned. And we're going to lengthen out. Inhale, exhale, hip to heel, bend and straighten. Bring that out to a V shape, making sure the knee and the toes stay aligned. Bend and straighten. And then across towards our left hip. Bend and straighten. We'll bring this into a full twist by stepping through our left foot and coming onto the right foot on the floor, onto our left side. We're going to align, make sure that the skull is aligned with the sacrum. Take a hand to the heart, elbow to the sky, and open up. So we look up at our night sky, keep the eyes open, taking in all the beauty. And look over towards your right. Noticing our twisted spine, twisted skeleton, but we keep the pelvis nice and steady. It's the upper back, the mid and upper back that get the twist. Looking over towards the right, we bring it all the way to the crown of the head. Inhale into those ribs, exhale. Full expansive breath. And sweeping across that sky, we're bringing the right hand back to the left. And then back on up. Release the leg from the strap. Lengthen both legs on the mat. Notice the difference there. Come back to our bent knee, inhale left knee towards you and strap that left foot. Bend and straighten. Bring it out to a V and V shape, bend and straighten. And then over towards the right hip. Bend and straighten here. And then back to neutral. We're going to take it to our right side. I'll switch it around. So you're on your right side, your left foot is landing on the floor softly. Skull and sacrum aligned in the sideways space. Taking the left hand to the heart, elbow to the sky. Open up. Enjoy the softness of a night sky. Imagine that dome above you. Breathe into the ribs. Slowly exhale. Sweep that left hand across the sky. Back to your left foot and hand. And come on up. Onto the back. Release the foot. Place the strap to the side. And let's take our bones down back to the mat for Shavasana. Feel free to cushion wherever you need for your Shavasana. As we lay ourselves down on the earth, feeling the bones release. Inhale. As you exhale, let's make a snaky hissing sound. As all the air is let out. Coming back to autonomic breath. Taking again our X-ray vision of our skeleton. As we surrender here in space, releasing. Keeping a gentle awareness of any lingering tension in our bodies. Addressing that with breath. Appreciating all the structures that keep us aligned, keep us moving. When you are ready, You can wiggle the fingers and the toes and roll onto your right side. Floating on up to a seated position. Hands at the heart in Anjali Mudra. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. Happy Halloween.